To pay off the millions in debt for my supposedly bankrupt girlfriend, I swallowed my pride and worked like a dog for 7 years. Just because I accidentally scuffed my boss's Italian loafers, he demanded I roll around in the mud at a construction site 100 times before he'd agree not to sue me. When I dragged my humiliated, filthy body home, my girlfriend was heartbroken. She worked overtime for a week straight, promising to save up and give me a birthday I'd never forget. But on the day of my birthday, I waited on the street corner for 24 hours. No cake came, just a video message. In the video, she was holding a stale bagel with a single white wax candle stuck in it, apologizing profusely. "I'm so sorry, babe. I'm still stuck at the office. Cakes are just too expensive right now, but this bagel is filling and tasty. I promise next year we'll celebrate properly, blow out the candle, and make a wish. Happy birthday." I was just about to leave when the massive LED billboard across the street lit up. There she was, my girlfriend, who claimed she couldn't afford a cake, wearing a couture gown, pushing a custom Black Swan cake worth thousands, wishing my boss a happy birthday. She called him hubby. I rushed to the venue, only to hear her best friend ask, "Vicky, you're terrifying. One at home, one on the side. Aren't you afraid they'll fight?" My girlfriend Victoria scoffed. "One provides the money, the other provides the love. It's fair. Besides, I told Lucas I'm in debt, so he keeps paying my creditors, which is actually just Chase getting his money back. I also ordered the company to block his promotion path. He doesn't have the time to discover the truth." The surrounding noise faded. All I could hear was my heavy heartbeat slamming against my eardrums, blacking out my vision. Inside the opulent hall, Victoria Sterling walked elegantly onto the stage to cut the cake with a beaming Chase Montgomery. As the knife went down, the crowd cheered. Then someone shouted, "With this atmosphere, aren't you two going to kiss?" The crowd roared in agreement. "Quiche, quiche." On stage, Victoria looked at Chase with eyes like autumn water. Chase swallowed hard, put down the knife, wrapped an arm around her, and planted a kiss on her red lips. The crowd erupted as flower petals rained down. I stood in the shadows at the edge of the crowd, invisible, watching the love of my life with the boss who bullied me. They looked so perfect together. What was I between them? My hands clenched into fists at my sides. After they left the stage, Victoria sat down and casually checked her phone. A moment later, my phone buzzed. "Babe, why aren't you answering? Work is so tiring. I miss you. I'll try to be back before midnight to celebrate." Looking at the text, my senses finally returned. Before, I would have been happy, waiting blindly. Now I felt cold all over. I looked at her face across the room. She was calm. The text wasn't just a lie. It was a game. I smirked bitterly and called her. From a distance, I saw her feeding Chase cake with one hand while holding her phone with the other. "Lucas, why are you calling while I'm working?" My boss thinks I'm slacking off. Maybe the noise masked the fact that my background sound matched hers. "Vicky, you've worked hard. I'm waiting downstairs at your office." I lied, just to see her reaction. She froze, panic flashing across her face. "Don't come get me. You're the birthday boy. Just wait at home for your present." She tried to keep her voice steady, so she could panic. Chase, noticing something, said loudly, "This cake is terrible." Victoria raised an eyebrow, and despite her usual germophobia, ate from the spoon he'd just used, whispering, "It's from your favorite bakery." My heart seized. "Who was that guy next to you?" I asked. Victoria paused, then dismissed it. "Just a colleague. It's his birthday too, so he shared some cake." "Are you jealous?" She fed Chase another bite. He ate it, then loudly kissed her cheek. She playfully hit his chest, mouthing, "Stop it." This intimacy was something we hadn't had in 7 years. My knuckles turned white. "Victoria, are you sure you're not hiding anything from me?" In a relationship, the one who loves more is always the humble one. I thought if she was honest once, I'd believe her, but her next words sent me to hell. Leaning into Chase, she smiled into the phone. "I love it when you get possessive, babe. I'm earning money for your gift." She tapped her screen. A second later, I received a photo of her at her desk. It was an old photo from weeks ago. Was she this lazy with her lies? I chuckled self-deprecatingly. "Liar. Victoria, you're a massive liar." The noise around me was loud. She frowned. "What did you say?" "Nothing. You're busy. I'm leaving." I hung up, eyes burning. I turned and walked away, kicking a trash can in frustration. Inside, I saw a stale bagel with a white candle. The prop from her video, discarded. A janitor walked by, spitting on the ground. "Bad luck, that is." "Who's cursing who?" I laughed aloud. "Yeah, even a fool knows it's bad luck." She just thought I was easy to trick. The janitor looked at me like I was crazy and hurried away. I pressed my lips together and headed for the exit. Once outside the hotel, The noise of the party finally faded. Sitting on the bus, I dialed the number of the global tech giant in London that had been trying to headhunt me. The recruiter was thrilled. We confirmed the salary and start date. Lucas, we'll see you in a few days. Okay, I answered solemnly, saying goodbye to my unbearable past. They had wanted me 7 years ago, ignoring my lack of a degree, valuing only my skills. But Victoria had called it a scam, said she couldn't handle long distance, and couldn't leave because of her credit score. I stayed for love. Now I realized I was just a fool. Back in my tiny, windowless apartment, I sat in the dark. I messaged the landlord to break the lease. Suddenly, my phone blew up with 20 messages. The new intern had sent a mountain of files. Lucas Warner, you taking leave today, slowed down the team. Have these reports done by 7 a.m. I have to report to Mr. Montgomery. This was the whole team's workload. Since Chase parachuted in as my boss a year ago, he'd targeted me. Even interns walked all over me now. Every time I tried to refuse, Chase would scream at me in his office. I eventually worked myself into acute myocarditis. There were times my heart was so weak I physically couldn't go on, and I wanted to resign and find a new job. But Victoria always told me to endure it, claiming the economy was bad and that without a degree, I'd never find anything better. She said the creditors would come for her if I missed a payment. She claimed Chase was testing me because he saw potential. Yet every time Chase signed a bad contract, he pushed the blame on me. And because I trusted Victoria with all my heart, I naively believed her words made sense. Now, thinking about it, the husband and wife duo playing me for a fool was truly entertaining. Seeing that I didn't reply with a submissive received, like usual, the intern sent a question mark. I pretended not to see it and continued typing to the landlord. Suddenly, the intern called via voice chat. I accidentally hit accept. Immediately, the intern started cursing. Lucas, who do you think you are? You've been here 7 years and aren't even a manager. Don't act cool with me. Watch me tell Mr. Montgomery and have you rolling in the septic tank next time. A week ago, I stepped on Chase's shoes. He said they were custom Italian leather, worth thousands. He, generously, didn't ask for money, but made me roll in the mud at a construction site. Lucas, send those reports by morning or don't blame me for what happens. The intern scoffed. I gripped the phone, smiling mockingly. Whoever wants to do it can do it. I quit. I hung up before he could respond. Suddenly, a familiar female voice spoke from behind. Who quit? I turned to see Victoria walking through the open door. She wore a faded pink t-shirt and patched jeans, face scrubbed clean of makeup. If I hadn't seen her at the gala, I wouldn't believe she was the same person. I'm resigning, I said flatly. Victoria put down her keys and started her usual lecture. Lucas, work is tiring for everyone. You must not be doing well enough. Did you clash with Chase again? I told you, be nicer to him. Was she comforting me or defending him? I interrupted her, eyes red. What else should I do? The team made $100 million in sales. $90 million came from my clients, and Chase took all the credit. Every contract he botched, I took the fall. What more do you want? Victoria stared at me, shocked. The last time I was this hysterical was when my promotion was denied for the 7th time. I cried all night in her arms. She must have been laughing internally. She put her hands behind her back, hiding something, but kept talking. Look, don't be sad. Your hard work will pay off. My phone pinged. A notification from Chase, a salary increase of $30, followed by a laughing emoji. Tears blur my vision. I stare at Victoria. She had just texted him to do that. I was a top scholar, destined for greatness, until I was framed for plagiarism and expelled. I stood on a rooftop, ready to jump, when Victoria saved me. She paraded me around campus as her perfect boyfriend. When I proposed, she claimed her family went bankrupt. I spent 7 years paying her debts. I lived on $30 a month while she took the rest. It turned out, giving me a raise was just a word from her, but she refused. Seeing my tears, she thought I was moved. She wiped my face. See, Lucas, your salary will keep going up. Today is your birthday. I'm giving you $50 million. I looked down at her. She giggled. 10 million wishes for peace, 10 million for health, happiness, luck, and joy. Do you like it? We're only $2,000 away from clearing the debt. 6 months and we get married. She looked at me, expecting gratitude. I looked at her grinning face and couldn't smile. This was the gift she worked a week of overtime for. For 7 years, her gifts were hair ties, game coins, or drawings of watches on my wrist. Today, she gave Chase a car worth actual millions. Forget it, I said with a desolate smile. Victoria Post. What's wrong? Because I didn't buy a cake? A colleague had a birthday, I had to give a gift. Should I stay here tonight? I heard the hesitation and disgust in her voice. No, go back to the dorm. She looked relieved and practically ran out. She claimed she hated the mess of my apartment, but really, she just hated the poverty she forced me into. I cleaned, sprayed perfume, did everything. It was all a lie. She lived in a mansion, not a dorm. After she left, I finalized the lease break and booked a flight for tomorrow night. The next day, I went to HR. They processed my resignation quickly, but I needed Chase's signature. In his office, he sneered. Lucas, leaving? I'll walk you out. My wife just bought me a new car for my birthday. Signed the papers in the car. He wanted to show off. I followed him down. The yellow sports car was blinding. Chase got in, rolled down the window, and pointed to the windshield. It's a bit dusty. Wipe it. People stopped to watch. I clenched my fists. I don't have a cloth. Use your jacket. Chase laughed. This glass is worth more than your life. He glanced at my suit. Didn't you say your girlfriend bought that suit? Your most precious treasure. Victoria bought this jacket for my first birthday with us. She said she saved for a month. I cherished it. Now I took it off. Chase smirked, finally willing to ruin it. I wiped the glass. Chase checked for fingerprints. Cleaned the logo. I squatted down. On the base of the hood ornament, engraved clearly, Victoria loves Chase. I stared at the engraving, stunned. I didn't notice the engine revving. Suddenly, BM. I was sent flying. My body hit the pavement like a rag doll. Pain exploded in my organs. I coughed up a mouthful of blood. Chase feigned shock. Oops. Sorry. Vicky said this car accelerates like a racer. I just wanted to test it. Sweat rolled down my forehead. I tried to stand, but he reversed and drove forward again, the wheel crushing my leg. Crack. My bone snapped. I screamed in agony. Blood pooled around me. My vision went dark. I reached out to the stunned bystanders for help, but no one moved, terrified of the crazy man in the supercar. Through the red haze, I saw Chase unbuckle, check his hair in the mirror, and get out. He made a panic call. Vicky, someone threw themselves at my car. It's insurance fraud. 5 minutes later, Victoria arrived in another luxury car. Chase ran to her like a victim. I was just starting the car, and he jumped in front. His blood got on the new paint. Victoria patted his hand, then looked at me. Her eyes were cold. She didn't recognize me through the blood and dirt. She walked over and kicked my broken leg hard. You dare try to scam my husband? I shrieked in pain. The darkness took me. Before I passed out, I saw her pupils shrink. She recognized me. I drifted in a dark void, hearing nothing but my weak heartbeat. Later, I heard Victoria's impatient voice. Chase, you're my fiancé. He's a pauper. I never gave him a dime. But you went too far this time. Vicky, do you know how hard this year's been? Seeing him act like your boyfriend? People laugh at me. When will we get the marriage license? Chase sounded pathetic. Victoria Said. Fine. We'll get the certificate, but never mess with him again. I wanted to scream. I almost died, and Chase just had a wine to get away with it. I passed out again. I woke up in a white room smelling of disinfectant. A single room. A few wilting flowers. I checked my phone. I missed my flight by 3 days. I messaged the London recruiter explaining the accident. She was understanding and delayed my start date. Suddenly, the door was kicked open. Chase strode in. He walked to my bed and threw a fresh marriage license and my signed resignation form at me. The paper cut my cheek. Lucas, one word from me and she married me. If you have any shame, give up your spot. I silently took the resignation paper. He pushed me. Brain damage. Whatever, I said hoarsely. If you like picking up trash, keep her. Chase's eyes widened. Get out. I need rest. He grabbed my wrist, twisting it. I was your boss. Is this your attitude? I'll dock your last month's pay. Go ahead. I'll sue for labor violations. Swim. He slapped me across the face with a marriage certificate. Look at yourself. He raised his hand again, then stopped, shoving the certificate into his pocket. Victoria rushed in. She fell to her knees at Chase's feet, crying. Mr. Montgomery, please. Take it out on me. Don't hurt my boyfriend. What a performance. Chase pulled out a settlement agreement. Lucas, you scratched my paint. Repairs are 50 grand. Sign this. Admit it was your fault, and I'll forgive the debt. Victoria crawled to my bed, shaking my broken arm. Lucas, we don't have the money. Just sign and apologize. We're so close to getting married. I pulled my arm away. Victoria, you just married Chase. Why would you marry me? Are you committing bigamy? She froze. What? She stood up, calm instantly. She reached for my forehead. What happened to your face? Chase smirked. He hit himself. Victoria froned. Lucas, do you have a concussion? Are you hallucinating? I've never been to your office. The doctor called me. I ripped the 4 out, lunged at Chase with my good leg, and pulled the marriage certificate from his pocket. I threw it at her. Is this a hallucination too? I stared at her, hoping for guilt or panic. Instead, she just sighed and smiled helplessly. You really are impossible. She pushed me back onto the bed. Chase and I were betrothed since birth. He has to be the husband on paper. But I don't love him. I love you. Why else would I act for so long? She looked down at me arrogantly. The cheap skincare I use for you ruined my skin. I'm allergic to cheap jewelry. I lied to protect you. I made you frugal so you wouldn't compete with him. Let me make this clear. The money is Chase's. You don't get a penny. Money for him, love for you. Fair. I'll give you a child later, but it will have my name and Chase will raise it. I'll give you a raise, but stay in your lane. She spoke like she was negotiating a deal. Money for him, love for me. I laughed bitterly. Your love is making me eat garbage. Chase laughed. Little brother, don't be mad. I targeted you to help Vicky test you. Vicky is generous. She once paid the school board to expel you for plagiarism, so she could save you. Isn't that romantic? I went cold. She framed me. Yep. She cut off your wings so you'd rely on her. Chase hugged her. Victoria Blas. You remember that? You got a scholarship money. My blood froze. They destroyed my life for a twisted game. I glared at Chase. He pouted. Vicky, I only have money. I need a big wedding. Victoria tapped his nose. Fine. She turned to me. Don't be jealous. After our wedding, I promise we can have a private ceremony abroad. Just the three of us. No, I said. You two verify each other's trashiness. Lock it down. Lucas, what do you mean? Victoria snapped. I did this for you. Chase is right. She continued. Just be good. Come to our wedding when you're discharged. Is that so? I smiled eerily. Tell that to the police. I held up my phone. Officer, did you hear that? I'm reporting an intent to commit bigamy, assault, and fraud. The screen showed 911 connected. I had dialed immediately when Chase entered. Victoria's eyes bulged. Lucas, hang up. Don't ruin this. Chase Montgomery intentionally ran me over. Victoria Sterling de Famedme. I'm at Central Hospital. Victoria slapped the phone out of my hand and hung it up. Are you crazy? Reporting us over this. Victoria, I said coldly. We're breaking up. I felt a weight lift. Victoria Estefanez. Her fists clenched, and she forced a smile. Stop talking nonsense. I know you're jealous. You're 30, uneducated. Without me, you're a delivery driver. Chase cries without my love. You need to understand my burden. Chase put a hand on her shoulder. It's okay, Vicky. I forgive him. Lucas, learn from Chase, she scolded. You're so embarrassing. Chase shields you from society's judgment. The police burst in, interrupting their delusion. They took statements and escorted the couple out. Victoria looked back 3 times, pretending to care. The room fell silent. I looked at the stars outside and exhaled. I knew their wealth would protect them from serious jail time, probably just a fine. But I needed peace. 2 days later, Victoria barged in. She looked tired. Satisfied? My parents found out because of the police. They locked me up. I can't see you. You made a mess. I laughed. Then don't see me. We broke up. She stared at me. I smelled blood. Chase ran in. Vicky, you're hurt. Why are you here? I was taking care of Lucas. He tried to support her. She was clutching a bleeding arm. You injured yourself to see me? I asked, indifferent. In the past, I would have panicked. Now I looked away. Victoria nodded, waiting for sympathy. Go get treated, I said. She looked deeply at me, then left. Chase stayed, looking down at me. Get out, I said. Slap. He hit my face hard. It stung. Lucas, playing hard to get? You ruined her. She knelt in the rain for a day to break our engagement 7 years ago. I covered for her. Her parents locked her in the basement for days because you called the cops. She cut her arm to escape to see you. You don't deserve her. I blinked. So? She framed me for plagiarism. My mom died running to the school to defend me. She never made it. She was struck by a speeding car and killed instantly. If I wasn't expelled, my mom would be alive. Victoria, and you killed her. Chase smiled. I just wanted you to know, you matter to her, but you'll never be first. And I'll tell her everything so she divorces you. Chase grinned. Guess what happens next? He suddenly slammed his own head into the wall. Thud. He collapsed, bleeding. Maniac, I muttered, reaching for the call button. Victoria rushed back in. She saw Chase on the floor and screamed. She looked at me like a demon. Chase wept. Vicky, don't blame Lucas. He's just angry. I understand. I didn't touch him. I defended. Shut up. Victoria screamed. Why are you so greedy? I told you my love is yours. Apologize to him. No. Chase tugged her sleeve. I'll apologize to him. He started to kneel. Victoria grabbed my hair and slammed my head against the wall. Crack. Darkness swarmed. Blood ran down my face. Through the blur, I saw a flicker of pain in her eyes. Just a small warning, she hissed. She helped Chase up and left. Chase looked back and gave me a thumbs up. You can't beat me, he mouthed. I laughed. I didn't want to beat him. I just wanted to leave. I booked my ticket for the next night. I checked out against medical advice, signing a waiver. At the airport, I sent a scheduled message to the tax authorities anonymously reporting the Sterling and Montgomery corporations for tax evasion. I snapped my SIM card and threw it in the trash. The plane took off. Goodbye, Victoria. In London, the HR director met me. She took me to a private hospital to heal fully, all expenses paid. A week later, I moved into a corporate apartment. I started work. The colleagues were welcoming. I thrived. Back in New York, Victoria waited for me to contact her. Why didn't? She went to the hospital. The nurse told her I checked out a week ago. She called me. The number you have dialed is disconnected. She panicked. Chase whispered, he's punishing you. Let him cool off. She drove to my apartment. The landlord told her I emptied the place. She went to my old company. He resigned. The receptionist said. Victoria almost collapsed. Why? She finally realized I wasn't throwing a tantrum. I was gone. Her father called, screaming. The tax authorities were raiding their offices. The merger was halted. She was grounded. Months passed. She searched the city for me. She posted a missing person ad with a $1 million reward and a photo of me looking happy in my cheap suit. I saw it in an expat group chat in London. I laughed and blocked the thread. I wore masks to work for a while. 5 years passed. I worked hard, healed, and met someone. Audrey Hale. We married. We had a daughter, Lily. My company, a massive conglomerate, assigned me to lead a merger in New York. My targets? The Sterling and Montgomery groups. They were struggling. I flew back to the States. At the airport, I saw a news broadcast. Victoria was giving Chase a mansion for his birthday. Passers-by cooed about their true love. I felt nothing. A car pulled up. The driver? Victoria. The passenger? Chase. They were the client representatives picking up the Mr. Warner from headquarters. Chase turned around. Welcome back, Lucas. My leg ached phantomly. I got in the back. Chase laughed. I should be in the back. You're the guest. Husband, sit in the front, I said calmly. Victoria gripped the wheel, thinking I was jealous. She smiled. She thought I was back for her. She had spent 5 years looking for me, getting scammed by fake leads. Now, she thought she had won. Chase watched me in the rearview mirror. Where have you been, Lucas? Vicky looked everywhere. Just working, I said. Living. Liar, Chase scoffed. Don't try to two-time Vicky. I'm faithful, I said. Victoria's eyes softened in the mirror. She thought I meant her. I was just texting my wife. I added. Screech. Victoria slammed on the brakes in the middle of the highway. Horns blared. Say that again, Victoria growled, eyes red. I was texting my wife. She's worried about the jet lag. Is that a problem, Sterling? The sentence before that, she screamed. I am faithful. I asked, Ms. Sterling, drive. This is dangerous. Chase patted her hand. He's joking, Vicky. Drive. She started driving again, muttering, You win. You made up a wife to get my attention. She opened the console and threw a velvet box at me. A Patek Philippe watch. I didn't spend money on you before because I was testing you. Now take this. Don't disappear again. No thanks, I said, putting it back. I'm wearing the watch my wife gave me. Chase sneered. Lucas, stop with the poverty mindset. That watch is a collector's item worth millions. Yours looks like a fake. Victoria handed me a black card. Buy whatever you want. Don't embarrass me with fakes. Ms. Sterling, Chase is your husband. This is inappropriate. He's not my husband, she said. We signed divorce papers 5 years ago. We just never filed the certificate. I raised an eyebrow. We're going to get the certificate now, she said. Then we get married. The car pulled into a villa complex. I bought this house for you, she said. You must be broke. I'm here to acquire your company, I said. They both laughed. I got out and grabbed my luggage. Victoria grabbed my arm. Stop fighting. I'm divorcing him. Be good. Wait here. I have a wife. I yelled. I don't believe you. She dragged me inside and ordered her bodyguards to lock me in. Don't run. I'll be back with the divorce papers. I showed her the lock screen of my phone, a photo of me, Audrey, and Lily. Victoria went pale. She grabbed the phone, looked at it, then laughed. Good Photoshop. You even added a kid. She handed the phone to a bodyguard. Destroy it. That's my personal property. What right do you have? I snapped, though internally I remained calm. Let her destroy it. That family portrait and the thousands of photos of Audrey and Lily were safe. I had a habit of keeping double backups on the cloud for everything. Work files, personal memories. It was a fail-safe against disasters exactly like this. So, Even as the bodyguard took the phone, I didn't feel the devastation she hoped to inflict. "I'll buy you a new one," she said, misinterpreting my anger for loss. "Why do you hurt me, Lucas?" "You're a psychopath," I said. "I'm forced to be," she yelled. "Stay here." She left to go to the city hall. The bodyguards blocked the door. "Don't try anything, sir. We're professionals." I paced the room. I had to escape. I went into the bathroom and turned the shower to freezing cold. I stood under it for 20 minutes until I was shaking violently. I stumbled out. "Call your boss," I rasped. "I am sick." I collapsed. I woke up in a bedroom, not a hospital. Victoria was there, looking disheveled. "You're awake. You had a high fever." "Hospital," I croaked. "The doctor came here," she said. "Eat some porridge." She tried to feed me. I took the bowl. "When will you let me go?" Her smile faded. "When we get married." "Look," she showed me the divorce booklet. I fired the doctor because he couldn't break your fever fast enough. That night, my fever spiked again. I heard her arguing. Then finally, I was moved to a private hospital owned by her family. I woke up within 4. Victoria was sleeping on the couch. I needed to use the bathroom. The guards followed me. "Don't try escaping. This is the 99th floor." Victoria ordered porridge from that specific shop, the one I used a queue hours for. She thought it was romantic. "I have to handle a family issue. Don't run." The next morning, a guard handed me a phone. It was Victoria. "Come to City Hall. I'm taking a number." "I'm sick," I said. A news notification popped up on a guard's phone. Sterling CEO divorces, seen at bureau for mystery lover. Stock prices plummet. The guard took the phone back. "Get dressed, Mr. Warner. We're going." I stared at the suit. Suddenly, the door opened. A cloth was pressed over my face. Chloroform. Darkness. I woke up tied to a chair in a warehouse. Chase stood over me. He kicked me. "If you hadn't come back, she wouldn't have finalized the divorce. The merger is ruined." He filmed me. "Vicky, sign the company over to me or he dies." He sent the video. "You think I'm worth billions?" I laughed. Victoria called. "I'm coming. Don't hurt him." She arrived with the contracts. She signed everything. She rushed to untie me. Chase pulled a knife and lunged at me. D. Victoria threw herself in front of me. The knife plunged into her shoulder. Blood sprayed. "What?" Chase screamed. "We could have ruled the world. He's my life." Victoria cried. Bang! The doors flew open. Police swarmed in. Behind them stood a woman with fierce eyes. Audrey. Chase was arrested. Victoria survived, but lost control of her family's company. Her father reclaimed all shares to prevent further damage. Audrey approached me at the hospital. "I tracked your phone. Sorry I was late. You're right on time." When Victoria woke up, she learned that Audrey's company, my company, had acquired everything. The Sterling Group was now a subsidiary of Hale Corp. Victoria looked at me, pale and weak. "Lucas, you really don't love me? If I hadn't tested you." "There are no ifs," I said, holding Audrey's hand. "I'm happy." Victoria wept. Later, she left the city, reportedly joining a convent to seek penance. My former colleagues who bullied me begged for their jobs. Audrey blacklisted them from the industry. I looked at my wife and daughter. This was the only wealth that mattered. Story complete.